Here we go, my signs. So the first one, these are obviously not pictures that I took, but these are from just the images. However, signs could be celebration and congratulations. I really love those signs because when you feel, when you've done something right, you will get the sign, and if you can find it or you can receive it and interpret it, it will make you feel good, because I like when the spirit world congratulates me and celebrates me on something that I've done well. So when you see flowers, and tulips are my favorite flowers, so they mean more than just flowers to me. But for you, whatever it is, when you see the flowers and they stand out to you, because not every flower is a sign, so there is a specific way to read the signs, to get the signs. So if you see the flowers and you know it's a sign, that's a sign of celebration. The spirit world is giving you flowers to celebrate you, to congratulate you, to honor you, and to cheer you up as well. So that's a very, very positive sign. When you see wine, or like a wine in a glass or in a bottle, well, I don't drink alcohol, because on the spiritual path, when I increased my vibration to a specific point, I couldn't handle, my body cannot handle the alcohol anymore. So however, I still consider it as a good sign. It's a sign of celebration as well. I know there are problems about wine. There are people who are addicted or becoming alcoholics, but it doesn't matter. In this case, in my vocabulary, when I see a wine bottle or a wine glass in wine in a glass, then to me that's celebration. So I am celebrating something. So the next one is divine award. I love that as well. So the divine award, when I finish some particular spiritual lesson on my spiritual journey, for sure, you can't make this stuff up, as I always say, for sure, I will get some kind of award, some kind of acknowledgement that the lesson is done. So I get this gold medal track. It's a local track. I never see it unless I have finished something that the spirit world shows me that I did it. Maybe I passed the spiritual test with high colors, or flying colors, as we say. So gold medal is the highest reward, right? Or the highest award. And that's what I get. So I really love when I see this track. I don't know exactly this company. I think it's a landscaping company, but it's a great name, and I do see it. One time I was talking to a friend and telling her that I saw the golden medal track because blah, blah, blah. I was telling the story, and suddenly I started screaming, actually, and we were sitting at the restaurant, and I was sitting straight looking, facing the window so I could see outside. And I looked at that at the moment when another big one, actually, gold medal track, big one, which I've never seen even before, was parked right there. So I was screaming and I said, look, here is the confirmation. Look, I'm talking about this, and I got the gold medal again. So she saw it and she said, yes, you can't make this stuff up. I can see it for sure that this is really a sign of divine award. So this one, my daughter, she's been getting, not to jinx it, but she's been getting Principal's Pride Award at her school every single quarter. So I would get this, so I would look at it as when she gets an award, I get an award. So I would finish some kind of spiritual lesson or spiritual part or test, whatever it is, and I would get an award through her. But how I confirm that it's really a sign? Well, when I am resistant to something and I didn't finish it yet, the award is delayed. So it's either something happens, or the ceremony didn't happen that day or something. So she would receive that award later on when I'm finished with my spiritual lesson. It's actually amazing to observe. When you know what to look for, you will see how it works in a subtle way, but really, really profound way. The next slide is, this is a great sign to get a confirmation. It's one of my clients took this picture and sent it to me, and I got the confirmation on track. So how amazing to drive behind the truck and see the message, right? And trucks, when you're on the road, trucks give you, generally, the road gives you so many signs. It's unbelievable. You can read and apply and interpret and have a whole composition on that. So on track. And an interesting thing happens when you're done with the sign. So let's say you're driving unaware, don't look at it. So the truck will be driving in front of you. You might get even irritated because the truck is in front of you. But as soon as you got the sign, you know it's on track, it's a sign for you, you got it, the truck will make a turn, unexpected turn, and will disappear. Because who knows, it's maybe not even physical thing, maybe it's a different reality, spiritual illusion that appeared to you at this moment. It feels real, but you never know. They make those turns pretty on a regular basis. So we've watched it many times happening. Okay, there could be encouragement, a song, for example, everything is going to be all right. Well, I have a story about it when COVID struck, and one day my daughter, Amelia, got sick. And so she had 4 days, very high fever. So, of course, we were concerned. And, of course, she didn't go to school. We needed confirmation. So we went to take tests. And we were driving to the place. We had to stop at the parking lot. It was all the beginning of COVID era. And we stopped there on the parking lot, and we had to wait for the attendant to come and take our test. So during this waiting period, my daughter was listening to songs, and this particular song started playing over and over again. I don't know how long, why would my daughter listen to it several times, but it kept playing until I got the message. And the message was, everything is going to be all right. I was so relieved. I was worrying because that was the beginning. We didn't know what to expect. The picture was so the gloom and doom in the whole world. And when you get this message, I completely relaxed, and I knew the result of the test would be negative. Sure enough, we were all negative. My daughter did not get COVID. She just had whatever fever and on that day, she was completely fine. So everything will be all right. If you get that song and it's a message for you, you better listen, because it will give you peace of mind. This one is actually from a movie. If you remember Bruce Almighty, he was begging for the sign. Remember how he was so upset and so angry, his life was falling apart, and he just didn't know what to do, where to turn, where to get help. And he is driving, and he's begging, God, please give me a sign, please give me a sign. Well, the sign was right in front of him. The truck full of stop signs. The stop sign was right in front of him. He had no clue. He kept going. He kept begging for sign, but he didn't stop to listen. And literally, he didn't stop to listen. He kept driving. So it's both literal and metaphorical meaning here. So how many people pray for answers, but they don't get the answers because they don't know how to read the divine sign communication. They don't have that direct line of communication, so they don't get the answers. They think. But the truth is, they do. Signs are all around us, and I can prove it, and I have proven it for so many years, but people just unaware of them. The next one, message can come through a song, through a movie, through a conversation, through a license plate. So here the license plate, I love you forever. Here is the mall. I took those pictures. I love you so much. So how nice to walk and we had specific concerns, and suddenly you get this message. The other day, I actually passed a car that said, license plate said, God's love. And I needed that message at that moment. So I was very comforted, I became very relaxed because I knew my answer will be good and positive. God's love is there. I couldn't take that picture because I couldn't hold the traffic. The car was behind me, so I couldn't do anything about it. Otherwise, I would take. So that's the messages are all around you. You just have to be observant. They give guidance. One time I was asking Ascended Master specific question, and immediately I saw this car and it said faith over fear. So it's not just a sign, oh, how great, it's a decal, right? I mean, it's a sticker on a window. Faith over fear, that's great. But for me, it was a sign because it was direct answer to my specific question provided for me immediately. I felt the energy, it glowed at me. So that was a sign, a guidance. The second one, rejoice. The same thing happened, and it was rejoice. How amazing is that to receive it? And by the way, this is in Arizona. I do live in Arizona, and I love this license plate. It's in God we trust. I have the same thing, in God we trust, and of course my own abbreviation of what I need. Here is another one. I absolutely love this sign. We were entering, my daughter and I were entering Fry's. It's a supermarket, and I saw this woman walking towards me like right now. And I approached her and I said, may I take a picture? I really love your t-shirt. She said, oh, sure. So she stood there for a moment posing for me to take a picture. And again, it's not just a sign. It's not just a t-shirt with words on it. For many people, it's just that. But for me, I was mulling about some thing that I needed the answer to, and sure enough, I got this, forwarding all issues to heaven, and then I saw faith. That was even incredible, even more. So needless to say, I was really excited to get this. Like I said, it's not just a t-shirt, it's actually was the answer to my specific question. This one, the truck supply one, you would say, okay, what's in it? Well, to me, God is my supply. And if you can see one here and one even spelled out and one is a digital, and who is one? The one is God, the only one. So God is my supply. This is a truck literally telling me God is my supply. So when I was worrying about the supply, I had at particular moment a lot of business expenses. I was creating new stuff and I needed to pay for a lot of things at the same time. And so I said, okay, who is going to pay for my business expenses? And of course, I knew the answer, God. But when I got this truck several days in a row, at the same intersection at different times a day, I drive my daughter to school and I pick her up. So obviously I'm not in the intersection at exactly the same time. And to get it several days in a row, that was amazing, an amazing sign, and amazing confirmation. Sure enough, everything was taken care of. I didn't need to worry. And God clearly supported me here and showed that, yes, I know your needs and everything will be taken care of. This one is decision making. There are two signs for me here. On the same day, I was deciding I had a choice. I needed to transfer hosting. I had a lot of websites and I needed to get a better hosting. So I left HostGator and I decided to have something better, but I didn't know. One company was given to me or highly recommended to me by a friend, and it was the most expensive one. And the second one was good. I've read the reviews. It's actually very, very good, and it's less expensive. Of course, humanly, you would think, okay, I'd rather go with the less expensive. It's still good. Reviews are very good. Well, not really, because of course, I knew that was my way of thinking. I was humanly trying to save the money, but what is the best experience for me? And so I asked divine guidance. As soon as I asked divine guidance, and I did it in my car, I was driving at that time. So I said, okay, I need to know what choice to make. So there were other signs as well, but this science was so profound, they answer immediately. So the first one, as soon as I said, okay, I'm going with this company, the one that is good but less expensive, immediately 2 or 3, I don't remember, I think there were 2 trucks and 1 ambulance passed by me with sirens like that in the dark passing by me. And I knew exactly sirens are not good. These trucks are going to in response for some emergency, and it's not pleasant. It's not really a happy moment. So I knew the answer was immediate, yes. But I was stubborn as always, and I still wanted the confirmation. So I kept driving, and then I asked, I don't know why, but I asked that next question, what about if I go with this more expensive company? And I was passing, it was a little bit later, so I was passing a high school. And I passed that high school all the time, a lot of times. And I never ever heard before or after the event, I've never heard any bells from that school coming out from that school. It's inside, bell rings inside the school, but it's not outside. And suddenly, when I asked that question, should I go with that company, the most expensive one? The answer was the bell, the most melodious, beautiful bell chime. It chimed only once. It was short, it was beautiful, it was incredible sound, and it stopped. I thought that it was from the school, but now looking back, I think it was in my head, most likely. It was audible, it was very tangible, it was loud, and it was very pleasant. So it doesn't matter if it came from the school, because no more, never heard from the school again, but it doesn't matter. I heard the bell, it was very real to me, tangible and loud, and it was very pleasant. So I knew the answer was yes to that company. Sure enough, I moved my hosting to that company. The experience was incredible. I was so relieved. I've done a lot of work myself, and then they helped me to do whatever I couldn't do. So I just love that hosting, and I'm not going anywhere because I really feel good there. So the divine guidance prevented me from making a human mistake. Who knows what I would experience prior, because I don't want to change my hosting every single time. I want to be stable. I need other things to do in business, not moving my hosting back and forth. And so that's why divine guidance came right on time when I asked immediate answers, and I got the answers, and I did what I needed to do. This one is incredible. I asked permission from my friend to put picture of her, and she has a friend as well. So that's in Texas, and they had a boating trip, and look, they got the fish. Oh my goodness, the fish is huge. And she got me this picture. She sent me this picture at an unexpected moment. We talked about the fish trip, and of course I was rejoicing, because to me fish means money. And it never fails for me, because obviously I'm in business. I don't get a steady paycheck. So whatever I make, however I make it. So I always know when money is to come, even though I don't know where the money is coming from, I always start seeing fish. It's either, if it's a big amount, I will start seeing a big fish. And when it's a small amount, I actually see small fish. So isn't it amazing? When I got these pictures, I was so happy, and I'm sharing it with you, because fish is actually, I think it's a universal symbol. Jesus, according to Bible, fed fish. So who knows, true or not, but the fish represents abundance. And in my case, it represents specific money. What if you didn't get the signs? You would say, and a lot of times you won't get the signs at the beginning because, well, first, simply you didn't notice the signs. You need to train yourself. You need to be aware. You need to switch your awareness from the physical world, physical daily activities, onto a very different spiritual mindset. So it takes time. It takes time and practice. That's what I've done. I've practiced it over and over again. And that's why I call myself the Queen of Science, because I've done it for so long. The second one, you are resisting. If you're resisting to see the signs and get the information, well, the sign will be right in front of you, but you will not get it. You will not see it, you will not receive it, you will not understand it, and so forth. You are resisting. And there is a process to go through resistance, but this is beyond the scope of this class. You in the middle of the processing work. This is for those who are on an active spiritual journey. And if you're in the middle, you might not get signs, because right now everything is the energy is inside of you, focused on inside of you, and the work is inside. But as soon as you're done, you will get tremendous signs confirming you're done with whatever you were processing. Or the answer is no. That's another the thing. I have a huge story, many actually stories. When I ask the question and the answer is not given to me, because I know I always get the answers. No matter what I ask, I get the answers. If I don't get the answer, that means it's no, for sure, because something is you don't need it, you don't want it, or it's not time, so you'll get no answer whatsoever. So that's interesting as well. But this is an advanced yoga move, as they say. You will not understand it if you didn't practice before. So this is an advanced step. Blessings. This is an amazing thing to remember. The feather always means blessing, a blessing. And if you get a feather and you know it's your sign, again, not every single thing is a sign, but if you get your sign and it's a feather, that means it's blessing, it's a green light. Go forward for whatever it is. And this one is the rainbow. The story has it, or legend has it, that when Noah made it safe with his wife and all the animals on the other side, well, God appeared in front of Noah and told him and promised that there won't be any more floods, no more all cataclysm like that on a big scale. So from now on, Noah is safe, and Noah and his wife and all the animals, everybody is safe. No more the end of the world. So when we see a rainbow, I absolutely love seeing the rainbows, because again, this is a blessing. You are blessed, and God is showing to you, and it's the attention from God, from ascended masters, from the angels, from your own God self, and it's incredible to receive. So don't just admire the beauty, but remember, you are blessed. Animals, when an animal shows up, so you look at the animal when it shows up, it always represents something that you need to know at that particular moment. So a horse, power, because, well, we count cars, engine, horsepower. How many horsepower in numbers, right? 140 horsepower, for example. So this one is the elephant. Yes, it's also power, but it also could mean loyalty to the family. They're loyal mates. They have long memory, as they say, and they are very, they're very loyal. So that's also, you could look at that, those characteristics and see what they mean to you at that particular moment, what you need to know about that. Rabbits. I put rabbits here in a number and the carrot as well. So rabbits to me mean fertility, but also it means abundance, because they're fertile. They get a lot of rabbits, so they are abundance. And carrot, that's why I put the carrot here, because carrot, well, golden carrots. We count rings, gold in carrots. So here goes your carrot. Green, abundance, greenery, dollars, and carrots. So interesting sign here. Well, raccoon is not really very nice. Why? Because he wears a mask. So the most profound feature about the raccoon, and of course you can use other features and make it your own, but the mask is here. So what mask are you wearing? What is it that you need to get rid of or remove or release? Because the raccoon showed up and looked at you and showed you the mask. So I do have stories about that as well. And I hope to share them with you at some other time. Okay, our class came to the end. There's so much we can do at the short period of time. If you like this introduction to the Divine Guidance Science, you might be interested, and I hope you will be, in attending my Divine Guidance Challenge. Periodically, I do Divine Guidance Challenges. It's called Ask and You Shall Receive the Answers, a comprehensive system on how to read, interpret, and apply Divine Guidance Science in any situation. So go to gift from Irina, where you got this gift actually, but also /challenge for the next challenge dates and more info, because I don't know when you receive this gift, because I plan for this gift to be here on this website, and I do Divine Guidance challenges periodically. So you will get the info, you will get the dates. If not, I will refer you to whatever I'm teaching at the moment, and hopefully you will be interested, because this is the just a small part. The class today that I introduced to you, Divine Guidance Science 101, is something just a short, small part of the whole system of spirituality I teach that will help you in business and life exponentially. And it's actually important for everybody to know and practice it. So I hope to see you in my future classes, in my future teachings. I hope to see you around as well. And I do hope that you will get this information and not just view it as another class, just whatever class you watched it and forgot about it, but you actually apply and start using it, start training yourself. Thank you very much for your attention, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.